Hi Rush Nation, welcome to Rush TV. On today's show, we are on Co-op Field at Saskatoon Centre, the home of your Saskatchewan Rush. Later, we will dive into Lacrosse Day in Saskatchewan to see how players, coaches, and officials from across the province enjoyed an afternoon where the pros play. But first, when we last left off, your Rush were on the road and headed east to face the Toronto Rock.
Here we are at Scotiabank Arena in downtown Toronto. Andy McNamara alongside Brian Shanahan. And Shanny, hot start to this game. We thought there was going to be like a total of 40 goals tonight.
Well, we almost had 30, so we still got our fair share of goals, and it started quick.
Let's take a look at the highlights from tonight. And you're right, it did start real quick.
Just after we talked them up, Dan Littner scores the first goal of the game. Nice pass from Kieran McCardle. Shortly after that, the Rock make it 2-0. On a Rob Hellier outside shot. But the Rush comes straight back. Watch this pass. Matthews to McIntosh makes it 2-1. Then Matthews is going to score a goal. Outside shot, that ties it up. They actually took a brief lead for the game, but that was going to be the only time they had a lead because Toronto took it back 4-3 here on Adam Jones's first goal. Then they went on a bit of a run. Adam Jones on a power play gets another one. How many times have we seen him do that?
Yeah. Same spot.
But Mark Matthews, actually, no, this is Jonesy getting his hat-trick goal. That made it 8-5 for the Toronto Rock, a 3-goal lead. Challen Rogers starts the second half on the right foot for Toronto, gave them a 12-7 lead. But the Rush tried to make a stand. Shatler scores one to make it 12-9. Shortly after that, McIntosh gets his hat-trick goal to make it 12-10. They're within 2 goals, but they never got any closer. Some big saves from this guy, and a huge win for the first place Toronto Rock, 16-13 over the Rush.
What chopped it off was the Messenger major on that high hit to Tom Schreiber late in the game.
Yeah, if we thought we were going to have a wild finish, it was nullified when Messenger got charged with a 5-minute penalty to give Rock pretty much a power play the rest of the game. There was another penalty as well, so it was a bit anticlimactic at the end, but the Rock deserved this win.
Sure, only meeting between these two clubs this season. Final score from Toronto, Rock 16-13 over the Rush.
A tough loss against a strong team, but a chance for new Rush players to find their feet. We caught up with Nick Finley, Jordy Jones-Smith, and goalie Adam Shute to find out how their season's going and what advice they have for up-and-coming players.
When I thought up-and-comers, the first thing I thought was Jordy Jones. Now, he's not practice roster. He's obviously played every game for us. He's a great athlete, tons of energy. He's a great addition to our defense. He fits the scheme perfectly. It's been a really cool experience so far. It is a lot faster. I was playing in the ALL last year. There's a couple things that I did have to pick up on. I feel like I'm picking up on them more and more each game, so I just want to keep learning and keep trying to get better out there.
You know, I coached since he was a kid. He was never even close to being our best player. You know, played in senior B lacrosse, played university lacrosse in Ontario, played in the other winter leagues like the minor leagues, and here he is, and he's been really, really good for us. So there's an example there, as if you persevere and keep playing the game, you get an opportunity.
It was a long process for me, but yeah, just keep working on it and just don't stop playing, right?
I usually have the same answer when people ask. I know I'm a young guy. I'm here to learn. This year has been good, same as last year. I have a bigger role this year than last year.
So it was great to see Finns get in last game. Barry won for Toronto.
Coming right back, Finley scores!
I was on a practice roster all of last year. Played a little bit early in the season when Billick was hurt. Got an opportunity this year. Another guy who, he could have gone elsewhere. He could have played in the East, closer to home. Chose to be with us, and now we're giving him an opportunity.
Yeah, nice shot from Nick Finley. 5 seconds left. Now McIntosh, a low shot, save from Shute, rebound from Thompson, save again, Jackson, save, third time from Shute.
He's put in his time as a third stringer on the practice roster, and it's great now that he gets a shot. And you know what, we had to rely on him in Georgia, and we didn't get the win, but he came in and he made it a game for us, which is exactly what we need out of a backup. And great on the bench too, good dressing room guy. So we're lucky to have him.
Yeah, a little nervous at first for sure, but kind of found my bearings. I used to play for that team 2 years ago, so I know a few of those guys and kind of got a feel for their first shot already, so it was kind of, if I had to find a game to get into, that would have been the best start to get.
Big save by Shoot right in his armpit and didn't know where it was.
It's nice to know you have a guy like that and you can count on to put in.
Just enjoy the game. Take every chance you get. I still have the friends back in the day when I played with, and Pee Wee and Banna. That's just the biggest thing, is stick with your friends, have a good time, enjoy it, and see where it takes you.
Let's get after it. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
We count on every member of Rush Nation to be here at SaskTel Center to cheer on the team for home games. And with season ticket holders in every corner of the province, we took a drive down to Bean Fate to meet one couple dedicated to the team and whose love is rooted in lacrosse. When the Saskatchewan Rush come home, Lucas Smythe packs his bags.
As soon as I heard that the Rush were thinking about coming to Saskatoon, I just knew I had to get season tickets.
Smythe lives in Bean Fate, a town of around 760, with deep coal mining roots in southeast Saskatchewan. It's a 4.5-hour drive from where the Rush play in Saskatoon. Smythe grew up a block from the school, near the town's gas station where he once worked, just up the road from one of the last Canadian Pacific steam locomotives to operate in the country. Bean Fate is also where Smythe was first introduced to lacrosse.
Actually, my neighbor played lacrosse when I was younger, and he would always try to get to me, but I was playing baseball and I liked it. And I picked up a stick and haven't put one down since. Started playing when I was 15.
It's through the sport Smythe met fiancée Heather Pratt. 8 years ago, after moving from Ottawa, Ontario, Pratt started watching lacrosse games in nearby Estevan.
Are you ready? And then I met Lucas a few months after that, and here we are.
Since then, the couple have gone to almost all Saskatchewan Rush home games together, making the most of the trip.
We started out treating it as a mini vacations, going up and staying in a hotel and maybe getting a suite, because we don't get away too much, so we treated it as that.
The couple, who have a total of 4 season tickets, have taken friends to their first games and started new traditions with family.
Me and my cousins, they are from Carrot River. We now own a house in Saskatoon. So now the Rush are here, I get to see them like every second weekend almost. It's pretty awesome.
When the Rush are on the road, Smythe and Pratt stay home to catch the games on BR Live. In the room next door,
Mark Matthews up here.
Smythe's love of lacrosse is on full display.
This ticket is from championship game.
Showcasing some of his favorite Saskatchewan Rush game memories.
What I always tell people is you don't need to be a lacrosse fan to enjoy the atmosphere there.
Having the music play throughout the game is kind of fun, and you know, the energy's always high, and you know, standing up for the goals and doing the chest bump, and
it's a feeling these two drive hours for along prairie highways with endless sky whenever the Saskatchewan Rush come home. Coming up, we put 2 players to the test.
That was a rush.
Find out who's best at going vertical at Saskatoon's Clip and Climb. And later, the Rush come home for Lacrosse Day in Saskatchewan, a celebration of local athletes and the growth of the game as the Rush head into this season's first Battle of the Prairies.
We come from a unique place where Lake Country could be your own backyard or hundreds of miles away. There's urban, suburban, country, proud. We are unique, and our networks are too. Built, owned, and operated with pride. These are your networks, Saskatchewan. We built something amazing, and 6 years of awards prove it. Over the next year, SaskTel is investing over $300 million into your networks to keep connecting you to what matters most.
I'm Rain. I'm a CT2 reporter. What's your favorite sport?
What's my favorite sport? My favorite sport is lacrosse. Lacrosse and snowboarding. I love to snowboard.
How old were you when you started playing lacrosse?
I was just about 2 years old. I started playing when I was really, really young, and I used to look up at the lights, and I'd probably just glaze. I never really played, but I had so much fun.
What's your favorite thing about playing the Rush?
I like the fans, like yourself. I love how loud you guys are. I love our arena. We have the best fans in the league.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? I would have to say chicken parmesan. I love chicken parmesan, or lobster.
Do you have any kids of your own?
I have a daughter, Ava Grace. She is 7 years old. And then I got my little guy. His name is Jace. He is 1 year old. And I have one on the way. So I'm going to have 3 little guys and girls.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
Imagine there I was eating lunch when suddenly I get this shooting pain. Turns out I needed a root canal. Thankfully, Blue Cross had my back.
If you're retired, self-employed, or don't have group insurance, you can count on Blue Cross. We provide coverage for many medical expenses that may not be fully covered by your provincial healthcare plan, like dental, prescription drugs, vision, registered therapists, and more. Visit our website or contact your insurance broker.
The game that we've been playing for many years and throughout our lifetime, and really it's a passion for us to come on out here, and we're very honored to be out here to share the game of lacrosse for you guys.
We had a great time at Saskatoon's YMCA. A big thanks to our proud partner K+S Potash for making it all possible. Now Rush players lead an active lifestyle, mostly on ground level, but we decided to give 2 players the ultimate challenge of going up at Saskatoon's Clip and Climb.
Perfect. Clip in, go up about 6 feet, and then jump just to get a feel for this, okay? Just like the Navy SEALs. Okay, yeah. Oh.
It was amazing. You walk in, just see all the different types of walls. It looked like it was going to be a great time, and it was.
So it is really nice and fun. It's very safe. The youngest we've had actually is a 2.5-year-old climbing here. The walls are really nice and accessible. So if you're a really good climber, we can give you super hard challenges. If you're less comfortable climbing, we can just give you tips and tricks to help you out.
You can have some fun competition.
It's brutal.
Favorite experience, definitely beating Jordy twice, handedly.
Took 2 tough losses to Tyler, so that was a tough moment for me, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Here you go, Jordy.
A bit nervous, but I'll be all right. That slide, the free fall there, that was amazing.
All right, just relax. All right, come on, your hands.
Jeez, that was a rush.
There's just a lot of different things to do, whether it is just trying to get a physical workout, or you come here to do your personal best, or try something new, or even just come to watch your friends and laugh with them.
Sticks a landing.
I came in here and I definitely found out that I could have a killer birthday party here. Was most nervous about the leap of faith over there, but conquered my fears and did it.
With the cold winters and the hot summers, it's nice to have somewhere and something that you can do inside.
This one, my legs are shaking a bit. You got this, buddy. I can just jump. I screamed a bit, but it was good. It was a lot of fun.
Still not sure which was the better workout, the climbing or all the laughing. Jordy and Tyler were great sports, and we want to thank the instructors at Clip and Climb for a fantastic afternoon. Now you can probably guess where at SaskTel Centre I am. That's right, the Saskatchewan Rush locker room. Athletes can't make it here without good coaches and a great support system. We got to see that firsthand at Lacrosse Day in Saskatchewan.
The kids get to come out on the rush floor. The kids that were here last year are already looking forward to this. I know a bunch of kids that I coach were talking about this from last year already.
It's my first time playing lacrosse and it was really fun.
They're learning all the fundamental skills, but they're also learning how to have fun, and that's really important at the younger ages.
Kids want to learn, and when practice is over, they want to keep going. So that's only going to make better athletes, better lacrosse players with that drive and that mentality that they want to play lacrosse, and I love that.
I learned how to score.
Mark Matthews' stall is that way.
What you're going to do is you're going to drive through.
We're building people, and that's making a difference, and it's really good. And what I witnessed here today was kids having a great time while they're learning skills, and it's just wonderful to see.
You know, we can make this province into a great lacrosse community, and it already is, don't get me wrong. This community is absolutely amazing. I'm very, very happy to be a part of it. Let's just develop these kids and make them into stars.
A great day for everyone involved with the SLA, and you can get involved too, no matter where you live in the province, by visiting sasklacrosse.net. Now for the main event, your Saskatchewan Rush arrived back home after 2 road losses, putting them at 3-3 for the season, still undefeated at home. Up next, they face a challenging West Division rival in a classic Battle of the Prairies.
The energy inside SaskTel Centre helps fuel a strong start for the Saskatchewan Rush. Robert Church notched 2 goals that put the Rush out to a 5-1 lead in the first quarter. With the Rush offense clearly showing up, the Roughneck Zach Courier had this to say mid-first.
One play at a time. We can't be thinking about the score. We just got to think about what we got to do and build on our positive plays out there and forget about the bad ones.
And that's exactly what they did. Calgary scored 3 goals in less than 2.5 minutes to start the second and tie the game 5-5. Jeff Shatler bumped the Rush ahead 6-5, but Calgary's Curtis Dixon put up a pair. The second coming in with 2 seconds left in a power play to keep the teams deadlocked 7-7 at the half. In the third, Calgary tears up the Rush defense, getting their first lead of the night.
Evan Kirk got a piece, but it trickles past.
With the Roughnecks now up by 3, things get heated.
Nick Bilic, he got up high on Zach Courier, who's still
Rush defender Nick Bilic is called for a major penalty for elbowing and game misconduct after a hit on Zach Courier. It's a 5-minute power play and the Roughnecks score another. While Robert Church and Jeff Shatler both had hat tricks, it's no match for Roughnecks goaltender Christian Del Bianco, who gets 39 saves on the night, leading to a 17-12 win for Calgary. With more analysis, let's go to the BR Live broadcast booth.
here inside SaskTel Centre, Ryan Flaherty alongside Jake Elliott. And Jake, a stunner here tonight in Saskatoon.
Yeah, big nights from Curtis Dixon, Dane Toby, Tyler Pace. The 3 of them combined for 28 points. Christian Del Bianco doing Christian Del Bianco things, and it results in a convincing win for Calgary.
So what does this game, who does this game mean more to, I think? Is it bigger for the Rush, the loss, or is the win bigger for the Roughnecks?
That's a great question, Ryan. I think it's really big for both teams. I think it's a good wake-up call for Saskatchewan that maybe they aren't the team that they have been over the last few years, and they need to put some serious work in and make some adjustments to their roster. And for Calgary, this is their first win ever inside the SaskTel Centre, and a big game in the Western Division as well, and a division that's really wide open with San Diego losing last night, Calgary winning tonight, Saskatchewan losing. Anything is possible in the Western Division, so I think it's big for both teams. If I had to pick one, I'd say probably a little bit bigger for Calgary.
As we look at some of the highlights from this one here tonight, it was a good start for the Rush. They got out to that 5-1 lead in the first quarter, but you talked about it, the timeout by Kurt Malowski when it was 4-1 Saskatchewan just a few minutes in. That really seemed to get the Roughnecks on the same page.
It really did. You know, it was 5-1, and then they started to chip away. They get to level terms going into halftime, and even in the second half, when the Rush were trying to mount that comeback. A well-timed challenge from Kurt Malosky to kind of slow things down, let his D catch their breath, and resettle, refocus, and then they were able to steer home the victory. So I think a really good coaching performance from Kurt Malosky tonight to go along with a really good performance from his roster in front of him.
And they finally found that offense, the Roughnecks. They've been struggling to score this season, but tonight they connect for 17 against the Rush.
Yeah, and that's really unheard of. We've seen the Rush give up a lot of goals so far this season. That's really un-Rush-like. But you got to give Calgary some credit here. Dixon starting to find his legs again. Dane Toby with another 10 points. And Tyler Pace really showed up on the score sheet tonight. He scored some real timely, pretty goals for the Roughnecks.
It was a stunning result here tonight. The crowd left early. We haven't seen that happen before here at SaskTel Center, but sometimes, as you said, you're just due, and the Calgary Roughnecks finally get the better of their biggest rivals here in Saskatoon. Once again, the final score from SaskTel Center tonight is 17-12 in favor of the Calgary Roughnecks. Visit NLL.com for all access pass to the National Lacrosse League and get the latest news, highlights, stories, and more.
Battle right to the end, that's for sure, which is good. We just got to figure out a way to, you know what's happening out there is we'll get a really glaring, beautiful scoring opportunity at one end and either hit a post or see a great save, and then it goes down the other end and it's in the net. We need to turn this thing around. We need to right the ship, and like I said, I trust our guys, I trust our leadership that we will.
These 3 losses, there's certain things that maybe stick out to you?
Yeah, defensive breakdowns. I'm a defender, so I'm going to be the most critical on that area of the floor. But like I said, I think our O was pretty good tonight. 12's a good number against that kid. He's good in the other end. And then defensively, like, it just felt like if we had a breakdown, it wound up in our net. And sometimes, you know, there's a breakdown and, you know, you get lucky and the other team doesn't capitalize, but that just wasn't the case tonight. If we had any errors, they were making the most of them, and we made far, far too many.
It's just a slump, man. You know, in the game, in any sport, teams get into slumps. You know, these guys have been on top of the league for 4 years now. We're just going to face a little adversity right now and see how we answer. I finished first place in Calgary for six years and never won a championship. You know, it just depends on, like you said, it just depends on when you get hot during the year and how we respond right now. This only makes us a stronger team, guys. You know, it's not going to make us a weaker team. We're just facing a little adversity. We lost 3 games. Who cares? We're off to the next one. It's a 1-game playoff. One team misses. There's no bye for the first place team. So in the end, we all finish in the same boat. And all we got to do is make the playoffs, guys. If we make the playoffs, we got the same chance as anybody else. So I'm not panicking at all.
Still to come, learning lacrosse from one of the best, how Rush forward Jeff Shatler and the SLA are growing the game by going back to basics. But first, let's look back on a very special proposal.
Kind of thought something might be happening because he dropped a few hints over the week, but I didn't think this was going to happen. The way he did it was amazing. Like, that is, I couldn't have asked for anything more.
We had, 13,476 people at our engagement party.
There are names here that go way back, building this community, generation after generation. We are Mosaic, and we add our name to theirs to tell a story of innovation, of sustainability, of strength. Day after day, our commitment reflects our employees' efforts to create a legacy we can all share. Together, we can see tomorrow from here.
Some traditions are universal, like dreaming of the road ahead, the joy of arriving at your destination, and remembering the people you shared those moments with. We make sure those memories are clear, because no matter where life may take you, Glassmasters is part of your journey.
Sport's definitely been growing since the Rush has come to town. That's no secret. It's brought a new attitude to all of Saskatchewan for lacrosse. been an amazing experience all around.
Hey, Marty Dinsdale from your Saskatchewan Rush. Just wanted to thank the SLA, the coaches, and the officials for all the work that they do and for helping grow the game of lacrosse in Saskatchewan.
Hey, this is Jordy Jones-Smith from the Saskatchewan Rush. I just want to say thank you to the SLA for growing the game. The refs and the coaches are doing a great job out here. I love it.
Hey there, Nick Finley here with the Saskatchewan Rush. I just want to give a shout out to the SLA for growing lacrosse in our province, and a special thanks to all the coaches and referees for making it all possible.
The SLA is also working to make lacrosse more accessible to all communities. Recently, Rush TV went to Mistawasa's First Nation for a close look at how veteran player Jeff Shatler is passing his knowledge to the next generation.
My one rule, we're here to have fun. My second rule, control these sticks, guys. They hurt. Okay, they're an extension of our arms. They reach out a little bit further.
It's non-stop lacrosse in the gym at Chief Mistawasa's school. This hour, it's a group of grade 4 students learning the game from one of the best.
The fundamentals is basically where we have to start these kids off, and at a young age. So picking up the ball, cradling the ball, shooting, passing, getting the stick in their hands, and seeing the smile on their face when they actually do pick up the ball.
When pro forward Jeff Shatler isn't playing with the Saskatchewan Rush,
we always want their stick up on our shoulder.
He's teaching. Shatler has joined forces with the Saskatchewan Lacrosse Association to offer free tri-lacrosse clinics across the province. These sessions can be held anywhere, with the SLA providing everything you need.
We go wherever people are wanting clinics, like we've been to Ochap, up to Loon Lake, Oshman, we've been all over the place. And so many of our kids just love the game and they just need to be introduced to it.
The goal is to grow the game, whether it's a complete 101 or a chance to develop skills in a community like Mistawasa's First Nation.
Lacrosse has always been a big part of Mistawasa's. All the kids play it, all the kids bring their sticks to school, stuff like that. So when someone like Jeff comes out, it makes it a whole lot more exciting.
It was in the same gym when Callan Curry was in grade 4 that he got hooked on the sport.
Crazy to see how we started at that age and then how we developed, and it's good to be out here helping these kids develop into better players.
The game has since opened doors for the 20-year-old from Mistawasa's, who has traveled to play at higher levels.
Well, I've been to tournaments down in San Francisco, Denver, New York City, stuff like that. Field lacrosse and then box lacrosse. I played for Team Iroquois, Team Canada West.
And that's another thing we like to share with these kids, especially the girls. Opportunities are endless for scholarships. All my friends have gone to school, gone away, my sisters. It's a great way to get out of your little bubble.
For Shatler, the clinics also provide a platform to educate kids and parents about the history of the game.
I want to express, where this game came from, how old it is. It's going dating back to the 1600s, so this game's been around forever. And I've heard stories from my grandmother or elders along my travels that, I try to tell these kids and inspire them. They know that this is our game.
I think it's really important that these kids know where the game comes from, its indigenous roots. And I guess the bigger meaning behind lacrosse, it's the medicine game, played to please the creator, and I think culture is kind of getting swept away from people out here, and it's good to see these kids getting involved with their culture.
While some kids dream of ending up a pro player, the most important opportunity is a chance to begin.
To learn more about the SLA's free tri-lacrosse clinics, go to sasklacrosse.net. With the National Lacrosse League season now in full swing and heating up, here's what's in store for your Saskatchewan Rush.
It's the first time this season for a second meeting. The Saskatchewan Rush are back at Rogers Arena tonight to take on the 3-6 Warriors. The Rush beat the Warriors 14-10 in Week 5 of the NLL season. Catch all the action on BR Live tonight, Saturday, February 16th at 9 p.m. Central. Get ready, Rush Nation. The good guys are back on Co-op Field at Saskatoon Centre Friday, February 22nd, when the Rush take on another West Division opponent, the Colorado Mammoth. It's also Agriculture Appreciation Night, presented by Finning Canada, featuring an incredible halftime performance by Byrne & Mon Dueling Pianos. Get your tickets today at saskrush.com.
Thanks for watching this episode of Rush TV. Until next time, I'm Daniella Ponticelli. Go Rush Go!